What's up, guys? We're back with another Mat Chat with Coach Corey, and today we're talking about sparring, and more specifically, what do you call it?
Specific objective sparring.
Specific objective sparring. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. So guys, if you're part of my Muay Thai class, or if you've seen Muay Thai class, like when you come in early for a kickboxing class, you probably see us freestyle sparring at the end, right? And that's a very important part of Muay Thai. It helps us develop our skills in real time with actual pressure. It's making us sure that we're not just looking cool, but we're actually applying the skills that we're training. Okay, and it's very important. But there's also a lot of importance around doing what I would call specific objective sparring, which is kind of the opposite of freestyle sparring. Instead of two people just kind of going at it with whatever techniques they want, it's putting you in a specific box where you have to adhere to the rules and use the techniques of the rules. We do this from time to time in Muay Thai, and actually next week, not this week, but next week we'll be doing this. So if this sounds interesting to you, please come in next week because we're going to be doing a lot of it. But guys, it's really fun. Different types of objectives you can work in sparring. One I like to do is offense and defense. One partner is just on the offense, they're attacking. Sometimes you can even bring it more down specifically to like it's just boxing, they're just punching. But you can do, hey, they're just doing everything they can in the Muay Thai skill set. While one person is just defending, so blocking, parrying, head movement, shin checks, shin blocks. And that's important because now you're getting very specific, like how do I defend myself when I have someone coming at me? While your partner gets well, how do I become this bull that can just come forward and attack? It's very important, guys, to learn how to play both of those roles. Another one I like to do is like boxing versus kicking. So one partner can only use hands, one partner can only use feet. That creates some interesting problems and interesting dilemmas in the spar. But again, it's important. One person's learning to use their legs and hips in the most effective way, while their partner has to learn how to use their hands in the most effective way. Other ones I like to do are, I know you like this one too, like lead versus rear. So one partner can only use their front side, one partner can only use their back side. So it's like defense versus power, speed versus power. It's kind of fun. Other ones I like to do are, one person is just looking for body shots, one person is just looking for leg kicks. So now, again, you're getting into these very specific scenarios where you have to get good, or you have to gain expertise in a certain skill set of striking. Sometimes all this stuff can get lost in the big scope of it. There's so much. There's footwork, head movement, blocks, there's punches, kicks, elbows, knees, flying attacks. I mean, like you can get into it, sweeps for days. There's so many different things. So to just go to a very simple spot being like, hey, you're going to box, you're going to kick, or you're going to use lead, and you're going to use rear, it now gets these people to maybe get out of their comfort zone from what they usually do in sparring. So yeah, it's really important. I think these kind of games will actually develop you as a martial artist even better, just than always freestyle sparring.
I 100% love that. We call it limited sparring. That's why I was like, oh wait, what do you call it? But yeah, we use that a lot, and I really liked it because you do tend to gravitate towards certain things. Like I have certain techniques I love to use, and I will fall back on them, especially under pressure. And I remember one of the big things. So in Jeet Kune Do, the idea, a lot of it was intercept. So it was a lot of lead hand, lead foot. And for the first 6 months, we weren't allowed to spar. When we first started sparring when I was a kid, it was only lead hand and foot because it was like, you'll bring in the big boys later, but I want you to be really good with that lead hand and foot. And I think that did a lot because it is so easy to like, I just need to land that big, for me, because I'm southpaw, that big left hand. But 6 months where that's not an option makes a difference. And then we would do sometimes where we'd mix it up where it was like your lead hand and foot and I'm both hands. And that was always really cool because you'd have somebody that maybe is a really good kicker, but now they're both hands.
Yeah.
So now
develop that skill.
Yeah, they have to figure out how do I, not play on the outside. And you never know when, you might be a great kicker, but then you go up against someone that's a better kicker, and if you don't know how to use your hands,
it's a long night. Yeah, it's a long night ahead if you can't do that.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. What's maybe your personal favorite like mix-ups when you do those?
Yeah,
Which ones do you look forward to?
honestly, the classic one to me is boxing versus kicking. When I was younger, I was primarily a kick-based fighter, and I liked a lot of kicks. If you watch a lot of my MMA fights, my kickboxing matches, I like to kick. So when I would get put in these roles where it's like, well, now you can only kick, and you're like, oh, well, this is more difficult because like I do use my hands sometimes. Or even worse for me was like, well, now you have to use your hands. Oh gosh, okay, I'm gonna get my butt kicked this round. But honestly, like when you do those rounds over and over and over, you start picking up little things and you start learning how to play the game, and then eventually you're a competent or semi-competent boxer. So yeah, that's probably my favorite is boxing versus kicking, just because those skills mesh together so well. So it's fun when you have to split them apart and kind of have them fight.
Yeah. Definitely, I think that's cool. So yeah, that'll be fun. So I'll have to remember to post this video tomorrow.
Yes.
Or else.
Next week is our specific objective sparring week. So we're gonna have, if you want a good workout too, guys, that's the week to come. I mean, 45 minutes of, again, you're gonna be doing specific sparring games, but you're gonna essentially be moving in a live manner for 45 minutes. So if you want to look for a good workout, come to next week's Muay Thai class at 6.
Awesome. All right, guys.